I had to sleep in my car behind my studio while I recorded these songs that you guys hear. And it's very deep, okay? I had to build my businesses. I had to do the work to be who I am today. So I know there's somebody out there on the street who needs that motivation. Yo!
Nerds. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Nüvida Let's Talk. Meet Reyes Raps, the rising hip-hop sensation for British Columbia, Canada. With features on Northern Bars, Complex Canada, and New Music Friday, Reyes has quickly become a standout in the Canadian rap scene. Hailing from BC, his music reflects a unique blend of sharp lyricism and a distinctive flow. Beyond his musical talent, Reyes Raps is making a positive impact in his community. He initiated a clothing drive for the homeless, showcasing his commitment to social change. With a growing reputation for both his talent and philanthropy, Reyes Raps is set to leave an inevitable mark in the Canadian hip-hop scene. Get ready to dive into the compelling world of Reyes Raps, where music and purpose collide in the heart of British Columbia. Brother, thank you for coming on, brother.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm very excited to be in Toronto, or London, Ontario. You know why I made that mistake is because we have 3 shows here in Ontario for our clothing drive. So I really want to thank everybody that's coming out, donating their clothing, and actually everybody that's been putting a little bit more into it. It really takes everybody's help to make this.
Let's start there. Like, how did you start this clothing drive, and what made you want to start it?
This actually started back in the day, okay? I did the hoodies for the homeless when I was around 18 years old. I brought hoodies for the homeless to Nanaimo, BC, which is in British Columbia, Canada, okay? And it went very well. We had people buy one hoodie, and with the purchase of that hoodie, they were able to donate another to somebody who was less fortunate or experiencing homelessness. So for this new round, the All Good Challenge, I wanted to make sure that it was completely free, because that allows everybody to get involved, okay? All we're doing is asking that the fans or the supporters donate their used clothing to a hospice shelter or somewhere that can get access to the people that need it. So you can get access to the people who need it, okay?
Yeah.
It's worked very well. I can tell you that I partnered with Post-War in Winnipeg, I partnered with King Radio here in Ontario, and I partnered with Krishna and Cleo in Vancouver. We've done amazing things as a team, and we look forward to doing more.
What's your inspiration to do all this? Why?
Yes. You know, as a young youth who grew up in a small town, and then I was fortunate enough to be able to travel the world and leave sustainable food sources in places like Africa, Tanzania, and in Nicaragua. I was able to paint murals on the walls over the bullet holes that were left from the previous war that happened in your country, my friend.
Yeah.
So that's where it comes from. It comes from being a young man who went out and traveled the world and was able to learn more about people and decided, hey, I want to keep doing this.
And what came first, the music or the philanthropy?
It was definitely the music, because in high school, I graduated 2 years early because I came out with a song called United Nations, and the UN picked it up and they allowed me to travel the world with my music and give back.
Wow.
Without that type of support, maybe I wouldn't be here today. So I really need to thank the United Nations for supporting me and allowing me to be a youth ambassador of British Columbia.
Bro, how do you get the United Nations attention?
Yeah, so I made a song called United Nations, and this song blew up within the community of Philanthropy.
Yeah.
Okay? People loved this song, and it got to the right ears, okay? I got a phone call, and then it was, hey, look, you need to graduate high school early so you can take advantage of this opportunity.
That's crazy, bro. And how old were you at the time?
I was only 18.
18. Okay. So are you writing music purposely for these sort of things like to bring the better good out, or was it kind of fall by accident? Or?
I was in the beginning. In the beginning, you would learn about so many social issues on the news and so many social issues in class that it's stuck in your head. You're thinking about it when you get home from school. How can a kid who just wants to go to school have to look through a broken window and stand on top of a crate just to get a lesson? I saw that in Nicaragua, my friend. I saw kids working so hard just to get a lesson. And then I realized that I had these opportunities the whole time. I'm able to go to school, dress nicely. I was so comfortable, and I didn't realize that my counterparts across the world had to deal with what they were dealing with.
Did you ever feel that, like that feeling of like not having anything, and that's why you're trying to fix that, or was this just something that's inside of you?
No, it's definitely that, because growing up and having friends who may not be the richest, we all learn to be very close to each other, and we learn to be happy, right? And we learn to find a way. And what we did years and years, everybody that's come together and worked with me, we've all found a way to overcome our situations and then help each other.
That's crazy, bro. I feel like at such a young age, you were able to realize like the real struggles of other people, you know what I mean, and do something about it, like, which is incredible, bro.
Insane.
Like, you don't hear like, you know, people in the rap game or the music industry, hip hop or whatever, like you don't hear that like a lot.
Well,
know
you
what I
hear
mean?
a lot of people say feed the hood or feed the streets, but like he's trying to feed the world, which is kind of like that cool spot to it.
That's dope.
And it's not for bragging rights or anything like that. We're not going on the news just to tell you that I'm such a great person. It's nothing like that. I'll tell you what it's about. It's to motivate that youth who's sitting at home right now, who was just like me, who needed to hear that pitch of motivation. This is for them.
So like, I guess, what was your piece of motivation, or who did you look up to at that time?
I looked up to people like Hopsin, people who went to dinner with me and sat down and really gave me the pitch that I needed to grow as a musician. Hopsin, Madchild, people like these who let me come into their life and they gave me advice so I could grow. As a youth, you need to see somebody that's done it, or else you never know that it's possible. And where we grow up, our environment is like that, right? Not everybody is succeeding. So what we really need to do is show that we can succeed to motivate that next generation. That's what did it for me. It was other people taking a second and saying, look, I did it, you can do it too.
And were you reaching out to those other people, or like how did you guys connect?
Very funny. I got to thank Hopsin for inviting me to every single show in Vancouver when he was first starting out in Vancouver. That was huge, right? It's the people that are coming to us and bringing us into their lives. They don't need to. Everybody is so busy, but it's about taking that little second for somebody else.
Yeah. So it's like the importance of connection and networking with other people.
Exactly.
Right? Like, I seen you walk in here with a big team,
Big
you know, a
squad.
bunch of lovely faces, but I'm
Yeah.
just like, damn, like you gotta have a squad around you. Like, how important are like the people around you and like keeping that community feel?
I think it's really cool because no matter where we go to any province that we've gone to in the past few months, there's always been a big crowd of people around us in every single city. That just means everybody wants to change. We're just all kids who want to live a better life, and we want to help assist each other to do that.
Was it hard for you to like let go of some of your responsibilities and bring on team members, or is that something that you knew from the beginning that had to be done?
I knew it had to be done so that we could expand the challenge, okay? But it's also hard working with different personalities. Not everybody wants to work as hard as someone else, and that's where you see a team come down. To build a team, everybody needs to work in unity. They need to work together, and they need to have a mutual goal that they're chasing, personal mutual goals, and that come to a big goal, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing here, and it's working.
Did you pick your team, or did your team find you?
We found each other. It's just life,
Yeah.
right? Online, we posted a lot about the All Good Challenge, and it's made a lot of people come in and they want to also help us with this challenge. They want to be a part of it in their own ways. This isn't my challenge. This is the world's challenge. This is King Radio's challenge. This is Post War's challenge. This is Krishna and Cleo's challenge. This isn't just my challenge.
Yeah.
This is about us doing good for ourselves so we can do good for others. And that circle just keeps revolving.
And how big has this challenge got so far?
It's Canada-wide.
Jeez.
I will tell you that on the 25th, I'll be performing on Breakfast Television, another major publication.
Yeah.
And we just need to thank people like yourself and other media members in the community for allowing us to motivate others with this story.
Yeah. No, and like I guess what was a moment in your life where you're like, okay, I'm actually making a difference? Like, can you pinpoint that moment where you're like, okay, I'm getting being like taken serious by a lot of these bigger platforms, and how did you feel?
When you're going, this is funny that you asked me this because I was just thinking about this yesterday. When you're going through it, you're just going through it. You're just going with the motion and doing it. Everybody else who is watching, they may see a star or they may see something big. But when it's inside of your head and you're the person doing it, it just feels like daily work.
Yeah.
You don't feel like a star. You just feel like yourself, and you're just trying to reach your goals.
And how do you like keep this energy? I feel like, you know, life gets complex and like it's hard to like do stuff for yourself, yet alone do stuff for the community. Like, how do you keep this energy and this positivity
The
around
motivation, yeah.
Well, you guys have heard about all the things that I did when I was younger, and unfortunately, I was in a car accident that really changed my life and put me on a hiatus from music.
When was that?
This was just a little more than 4 years ago at this point, okay? And this car accident put me in a place where I couldn't do what I loved anymore. And I was stuck as a new person, but a person that was kind of like a reflection of the past, right? And I decided that once I had my daughter, that I needed to get back on the wheel again, and that my daughter deserves a role model in this world. So if I can be a role model to my daughter and she can see me on TV and she can see me working in the community, I believe that when she is older that she'll do the same thing. So it's about sparking that next generation. I knew I had to get started again for my daughter. I would be selfish if I didn't do music again.
Yeah.
Was there someone that like brought you to music, or was that a passion you just naturally had
Yeah,
within yourself?
I just want to thank Madchild for doing All Good with me, because that has sparked all of this change. That has sparked the All Good Challenge. That has sparked artists getting a chance. So this isn't just about our song. This is about everybody working together. And I don't know what's going to come from that, but I think it's going to be big.
Yeah. And would you say that like your daughter is what kind of lit the ignition again in you?
100%. And that's why you see this energy inside of me. We've traveled and we're right to an interview. We've traveled and we come right to work.
Yeah.
I'm doing this for my daughter. You know, there's no time to be lazy. But I'm also doing this for her friends and the people who need a role model in their life.
Yeah.
Sometimes I look at hip-hop artists and I don't like what I see. I don't see a mature adult who is working for their family and working to provide. I find somebody who's actually here to manipulate the youth.
Yeah.
Hip-hop has been manipulating the youth. So what I want to do with my music is turn that around and make sure there's initiatives in the community.
That's crazy. And I feel like that's like needed more than ever now.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Since you have this mission, do you find a disconnect with other rappers that you try to collaborate with, or even artists?
Yeah, it's hard. You know, you'll see that I don't do a lot of music with people. I have a song coming out pretty soon here with Dizzy Wright, and I really feel like our community aligns.
Yeah.
You know, Stackhouse Jewelry sponsored that song, so I have to thank them.
Yeah.
But I really feel like our community aligns. So now when I'm commenting on Dizzy's post, the community knows me,
Yeah.
and vice versa.
Yeah. And that's huge that you were able to build a community. I guess what would be your piece of advice for those who want to build a community similar, or like build like some sort of niche that like of a following in a way?
Yeah, one, don't do it for the wrong reasons. Two, make sure you have a mutual goal. Make sure that everybody in the group has a mutual goal and that we're all chasing towards that mutual goal.
Yeah.
Because then we all gain success.
How do you keep the team so aligned? Like, are you guys having like quarterly meetings, monthly meetings? Like, how are you making sure that the vision doesn't skew one way?
Yeah, we have a lot of group chats.
Yeah.
We have a lot of group chats.
The memes are probably crazy in that chat, eh?
We have some group chats with hundreds of people in it.
Yeah.
We have a North American music group chat with hundreds of artists in it.
Really? Wow.
And this group is so that everybody can share each other's music.
Yeah.
You know? If you want support, then you need to support someone else.
Facts.
So that's why we've created this.
Do you have any business background? Because like the way you operate is very like smart. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Very
literally.
business-like. Like, do you have any background in that, or is that something that just came up?
No, of course. Like I said, I was in a car accident. I had to find a way to survive. I built my businesses. I have to be transparent with you guys. I'm a marketing expert. But at the end of the day, this isn't marketing to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is you.
This is me, man. This is hip hop is where I get to be myself.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of people have like these platforms online, but they're not able to like live from it or monetize from it, right? Where like where you're saying you're a marketing master and you're doing it the right way. Like you're not faking your good cause. You're doing it for a good cause, but you're also marketing it and you're making sure that like it's keeping you going, which is very impressive though, because a lot of people, they don't have that. You know what I mean? That's dope.
Was there ever a dream before music, doing something else?
Music has been my number one priority my whole life. I can't remember a day when I didn't want to do music.
Yeah.
I think I've had so many opportunities come in and out of my life that I didn't grasp onto because I was scared of losing music.
What's your music process like? Like you're about to start a new track. Like what? Tell us how that looks like.
Run us
Okay,
down.
so let's talk about My Time Is Now with Dizzy Wright. This song is a challenge as well, okay? My time is now. It's aspirations to do better. It's saying your time is now, okay? It's your time, it's your friend's time, it's all of our time. but it's our time to show what we can do, right? And show the results that we can get from that.
Yeah. And
Okay.
are you writing the lyrics first? The idea just
hook, you
pops
need the
up.
hook,
Like
yeah.
how are you going through this creative process?
Now, I've put out the first half of My Time Is Now, and we've already sparked a challenge across Canada where people have made posts saying My Time Is Now, hashtag My Time Is
And
Now.
then remix it kind of thing on top
Okay,
of it?
so Dizzy Wright is doing the official remix so we can bring it to a broader audience, bring it to his community,
Yeah.
bring it to the United States.
Yeah. Is that your number one goal? Is to keep on carrying that message through your music?
Yeah, I want to make sure that every song I do, if I'm marketing a song, I'm not marketing negativity. I'm marketing positivity. So if I am doing a little bit of marketing here, it's going to be for a positive impact.
Yeah.
Because I might as well do that. It makes sense.
Yeah, that's dope. And like we spoke a little earlier, you said you traveled a lot, right? Like what are some countries you've been to, and like how has traveling changed your perspective on life?
Oh, I've traveled all over the world. Europe, Africa, Nicaragua, South America.
Yeah.
I've traveled everywhere. I just haven't traveled to China yet, but it's on the list. all right?
yeah.
Great people. But I would like to say that traveling Canada has been amazing because in my small town, you have a selection of people and groups of different people, right?
Yeah.
And you get to know those people in a small town. But then you travel and you meet other people who remind you of those people in your town. And you realize that you've met this person only one time, but now you have a very strong connection. It's because of that mutual goal.
Yeah. Do you have any like patriotism attached to Canada? Like I know a lot of rappers, they're in Canada, but then they go to the States, blow up. They don't even mention Canada anymore.
Yeah.
Is that something that's important to you, is to keep that Canadian kind of like rep?
Yes, it's very important.
And
Because
why is that?
Because Canada needs a role model. Our government, I don't want to get too much into that, but I can tell you that a lot of people are worried about going to homeless shelters and etc. because a lot of things happen behind closed doors.
Yeah.
We just want to give another option. Okay? We just want to say that, look, this isn't a handout. This is us helping each other. Okay? So if the government's not going to do it, we'll do it for each other.
Yeah.
Facts. And like, sorry, go ahead.
Well, earlier you had mentioned that like homelessness is not forever; it's temporary. Why do you have that? Why is that concept in your head like that?
Because I was homeless myself for a little bit,
Okay, take us through that.
and it was only temporary. I had to sleep in my car behind my studio while I recorded these songs that you guys hear. And it's very deep, okay? I had to build my businesses. I had to do the work to be who I am today. So I know there's somebody out there on the street who needs that motivation.
Yeah. No, and that man, that's like real. Like, you know what I mean? Like it makes a lot of sense. You're passion driven behind that. You know what I mean? And obviously a lot of people have a negative perception on homelessness, right? And you're just
It's
here
just
to-
it's a situation.
yeah.
Yeah,
and
man.
and how long were you in a scenario like that for?
Oh, it was less than a year for me, but I can tell you, I've had friends who've told me they're still in it and they don't know how to get out. Okay, I was one of the lucky ones, but I can tell you, there's somebody out there who's not doing drugs and who's not drinking, and they're just trying to find a way, and they don't know how to because their brain's so clouded. Maybe.
Yeah. That's strong. And is there any like to get out of that mentally? Like, how are you able to like keep on looking at the positives?
Yeah.
You need to just wake up every single day and focus and work hard and keep towards your goal. You need to remind yourself of the end goal every single day. You
you-
can't just go through objectives without a main goal.
Are you spiritual at all in any way?
Oh, I believe in God, but I'm not religious. I just
Oh.
believe that we need to support each other and that we're here put on this earth around the same time because we're all very special and we're here to work with each other.
Do you feel like you needed to go through such a down time in order to really excel and pop out the other way?
100%. I needed those lessons so I knew what that was like, so I could understand that situation, so I could have empathy. I think that's why it happened to me, and I think that's why I got out of it so I could preach to the world, not preach to the world, but show them another way.
Do you think you got to that moment because of your previous actions, or was that just like circumstances of what happened?
Oh, that was totally circumstantial.
Yeah.
Being homeless is circumstances, 100%. Can you imagine somebody who's worked hard their whole life and then this month I've lost my job, but my landlord doesn't understand what I'm going through and maybe he just kicks you out? Now you have to work so hard to get that deposit plus the rent together, and it's unexpected when you're broke.
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys that this is circumstance. And then people don't know how to cope. So they start doing drugs, and now they can't get out of it because their brain has been affected.
How'd you stay out of that?
I just focused. I focused on my main goal. And my main goal was getting out of it.
Yeah, I love that, bro, because like I heard it. I always I repeat this a lot, but I heard this on a podcast, and it's like you have a wolf that's in the dark and a wolf that's in the light. Which one is gonna survive? The one you feed. And right now it seems like you're really feeding into that light. You know what I mean? Like you're not like you could have been stuck in a pit and like you said got into drugs and got into a deep hole, but instead you were like, no, let me focus and let me get out of this, bro. And that's like really admirable, bro. That's really admirable, like to see that, and I see the energy you're walking in with now, and it's
100%.
Even too,
you're changing the world, bro.
He's emotional. Like you're emotional. Like when you thought back to your days of like being homeless, and like you could really tell it's like authentic.
Yeah. So it's hard for me to talk.
Do you
about
find
this.
now like you try to have that empathy for others when you see like a homeless man on the street? Like, do you sit there and talk to them? Like, or do you just like what? Like, bring me through that in a way.
You know, it's so freaking cold outside right now. Can you imagine it being -6, -7? I've heard -30 in some places. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you imagine now? Maybe somebody who's gone through some circumstances having to sleep outside. Yeah. I went to 7-Eleven the other day and I saw somebody under a blanket sleeping at 7-Eleven outside. Yeah. Maybe this is normal to people. Maybe you just walk past that. How do you walk past that? That could be your brother, your sister, your father, your mother, and you're gonna walk past that.
Yeah. You have a lot of humility in you.
So I'm not gonna give people money because I understand when you're coping, and you need coping methods. Maybe that's what you're gonna go and buy, right? So that's why we're doing the All Good Challenge, because clothing, confidence, that can push you to the next level.
Who came up with that idea?
Like I said, it was with the first challenge we did.
Yeah.
The hoodies for the homeless.
Yeah.
That sparked our second run, which is the All Good Challenge.
I want you to talk a little more on confidence, because that's something that you did talk about, right? You're like, you know, it's what, 50% confidence success? What were you saying earlier?
100%. So listen, confidence is what will push you to the next level. I am wearing Gucci right now. Maybe I don't need that confidence, but can I tell you something? Wearing this right here and being on that standard gives me the confidence, right? To say I can do anything, I can get anything I want. Okay? I want people on the streets to feel the same way. I want to donate these clothes before I leave to somebody who needs them.
Yeah.
Because I can go back home and get some. But the person who needs the confidence here in town, that person could change the town.
Yeah, and how does that person change with confidence? Like, can you explain that?
Yeah, changing with confidence. This is how important it is, because most people are just going day to day and they look at themselves in the mirror and they're feeling down because, you know, in Canada there is a lot of depression. We need people to feel up so they can get results.
Yeah.
And they can move forward.
Yeah.
And they can get up.
That's important too. And like I remember, like I was reading a book from Jordan Peterson. I'm not sure if you know him. A psychologist from Toronto.
Yes, I do know who he is.
Yeah, and he was talking about like the lobsters, right? And how like, you know, just like lifting your shoulders up and walking straight just gives you that confidence and that flow. And it's like that can make a big difference on your whole day. And if people don't understand that, like the psychological and like the subconscious behind like being proud of who you are walking as a person, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Be proud. Look in that mirror. There's only one of you. You have to think. There's only one of you, and you're living in this time right now. Don't waste your time.
Was there ever a point in your life where you were like, I guess like scared of posting stuff because what other people will think or anything along those lines?
Every day. I'm scared about what my teeth look like. I'm scared about maybe some acne on my face. I am scared every single day to post, but I do it because I know someone needs to hear about it.
That's so real, bro. Honestly, for you to like come that way, like
I'm telling you.
How'd you find your confidence then? Because you do come off with a lot of confidence. Where did
I think it was traveling the world. It was meeting new people. I understand that I could do anything I wanted. I've had so many opportunities come to me. Like I've said, I could have been a lawyer, a real estate agent, etc. I pushed those away because I wanted to do music. And why did I do music? Because I wanted to share my thoughts. I wanted to share my thoughts about the homeless situation. I wanted to share my thoughts about people getting together and working hard. I wanted to share my thoughts about all of these situations. And the only thing that allows me to do that is my music.
Yeah.
So yes, I make some pretty cool tracks, but really the only reason I'm making these tracks is so that you'll listen to them and then listen to what I'm talking about after.
Have you hit a point where you're like, okay, like I think I've made it, or like what is that point where you're gonna be like, okay, like I've made it?
Yeah, I don't think there is a made it point. I think it's just doing this for me, my family, my friends, and if you think I made it, that's awesome. But for me, I'm just going through this, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like that. I feel like it's important for people to like hear like the human behind the brand, right? Like, because a lot of people just focus on the branding, but they don't understand there's a real human in the background, you know?
Exactly. Now, with you saying that, I do want to bring on a couple of perspectives here from the team.
How you doing, brother? Good.
Post-war, eh?
Yes, sir.
Why post-war?
Cause like the term post-war period, like the period after a war where a country's recovering economically, socially, sometimes physically as well. Sorry about that, bro.
That's okay, bro. He's got a
No,
style.
that's the point, dude. I would like it if you would cover my whole face. I think that you will get more views if you cover my face. But like the term post-war period, it just means like when the country's recovering. And when I started doing music, I was getting out of like, my first stint of sobriety, where it was like after that I fell off the wagon during COVID, and then just recently passed about a year and a half off of alcohol. But
Good,
like
bro.
starting
Congrats,
thank you.
Good, bro.
But like
honestly.
starting the music thing, starting like putting my own stuff out was kind of like my own post-war period, where it's like after a period of a war within me where I'm recovering.
Yeah.
And I just shortened it to post-war because it sounds nicer.
No, it's sick, man.
Love the name and like the meaning behind it.
Thank you, bro.
What got you, like, was that like an outlet for you then, like the music? Like, what got you into music, or were you always like into it?
Yeah, it's just been like something that I was always into, like all kinds of different genres. I get really bored with like one type of music or one type of genre. It's like I've made like synth pop songs, I made trap songs, 90s boom bap type stuff. I get very like I like to spread myself over a bunch of different genres because I didn't have like a lot of like homies in high school or middle school or whatever. I had like my couple of friends, and none of them really listen to music, so I didn't really have a way to interact with it or like talk about it with people. So I kind of was just like, let me take all of the music that I've listened to throughout my life and kind of put it together and try to make something original out of it.
So where are you now with your music career then, especially now you have this sick ass team with you? Like,
yeah, God bless them all. Shout out everybody involved. You guys are my family. You know that. But it's been 6 years since I did my first show. I did my first show in 2018 at a dive bar in Winnipeg, hometown. And since then it's been 6 years of just consistently going at it through big ups and intensely big downs.
Yeah.
What would be, I guess, like the hardest thing about being an artist and an entrepreneur?
I'm broke, bro. I wouldn't even consider myself an entrepreneur, honestly, bro.
Really?
Like, I'm purely an artist. It's like I'm a starving artist, dude. It's like it's like I'm so in the hole from this tour, but I don't care because it's gonna lead to something greater.
Are you like do you care that in any way though, or is music just the drive and that's why like the money doesn't matter in a way?
I mean, it's like money's not gonna make me happy, man. It really won't. And I understand that it makes life easier and all that, but as long as I have just enough to get by, it's like I think that that's all I'll need, because there's something in this life for me. I just haven't found it yet. So I don't think it's money though.
That's sick.
You're gonna find it, bro, and I could tell your head's straight. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
100%.
and like it's for being at such a young age. Like we're all kind of like young, you know what I mean? But like to really like foresee those real goals and those real values, that means more than anything.
I appreciate that, bro.
Of course,
Thank
bro.
you.
And the name's fucking sick.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Everyone else is kind of just taken to calling me Posty, so that works too. Not my idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right, brother. No, that's dope. That's dope.
I appreciate y'all for real.
100%, man.
So, I just wanted everybody to understand that we have a team and that we're here to work together. It doesn't matter if you have money or you don't have money or you do have money, you can still help your neighbor.
Yeah. Man, you guys are so fucking unique.
Yeah,
Like,
literally.
like at the end of the day, like I'll be very transparent. Like you guys, like you can tell this stuff comes very authentically and from the core of all of your hearts, yo. You guys all had real like stories, real struggles, and you guys, like I said, you guys found the light and you guys fed the light. And that's special, bro. That's so special. Canada, yeah, you're right. Canada needs to fucking know this, bro. And see you guys and follow you guys and really see the real values behind like the men you guys are. You know what I mean? And that I'll say it honestly.
Thank you very much.
Of course.
And so tonight in London, Ontario, I'm looking forward to performing for hundreds of people. I know that the university is really supporting us, so there's going to be a lot of people there at Club Fuego. I'm really looking forward to it. Before I get off here, I do need one more perspective. a perspective from somebody who's been on the team and traveled with me to every single province, who held the camera and was able to show the people what we've done. Without this cameraman, the world would not have known what we've done. So I really need to give it up to Krishna, and I would like to ask him, what did the All Good Challenge do for you?
Krishna, how you doing?
Thank you, Reyes. Doing good, man.
Good.
Yeah, man. The All Good Challenge has been like a huge adventure for us, and me, personally, I've been able to expand my knowledge, my skills, meeting everybody here post-war, visiting my family back in Winnipeg. I hadn't visited in over 20 years.
No way.
Yeah, man. I was born there, right? So I was able to see my old family, cousins, right, from day one, and that's just been a blessing, right?
Yeah.
And then everything else is just like the pieces of the puzzle are like aligning together, man. It's crazy. Like there's a lot that goes on. Like Reyes, I met him out of nowhere. I was in the sauna, and a homie asked me about. He's like, "Yo, I'm going to the chamber recording with Reyes. You heard of him?" I'm like, "No, I haven't heard of him." Yeah. And then literally like 2 months later, he pulls up to my door. Yeah, bro. Okay. Literally, I was buying some off Facebook Marketplace, some shit from his friend. He pulls up out of nowhere, right? Okay. And then we've been doing it since, man. Yeah. Like crazy how it comes. Like, you know, the universe puts people together when you do what you love, man. Exactly. And that's the truth of it. Stay focused on that. You know?
What drew you to like the camera and like having that sort of like a creative vision through the lens?
Taking a break from music. Yeah, man. I was like getting writer's block. I was trying to like write things that like weren't authentic to me. Because like originally it came from a lot of anger, like very emotional, like anger from like almost like my upbringing, you know? Yeah. Parents being refugees from war, you know what I mean? Me being first generation here and having nothing. I gotta build that up and be the workhorse for the family. Otherwise, you know, what am I here for? You know what I mean? Like I gotta set that path. So this is like, it's all coming together in that way, and I can see that light now. You know what I mean?
You wear so many hats. You told me you do producing, you do audio engineering, and then also you do like the camera work. Yeah. How did all this come together?
I've always told myself I wanted to create and I wanted to do it all, but then I realized I couldn't do it all. And I tried to do it all, and now the whole team came around, and now we can do it all. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, it's a blessing, man. It's just, it's perfect.
I can relate to you in the way where like, you know, my parents came here as refugees as well, you know, from war. So like, you kind of do feel like you have to be that difference, right? Yeah. You feel like that pressure has got to you in a negative way?
Yeah. Oh man, I had like this anger as a child. I didn't really know what it was about, but I feel like now that I know about a lot more about like, you know, where I come from, which is Cambodia, right? The refugees, right? The genocide, 6 million dead, man. Yeah. My dad's barely made it here, man. I got no family. I got my mom and my dad.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro. No one on my dad's side.
Are you a single child too?
Thankfully, I got 3 siblings at home, and my dad had 3 wives, so he's got 9 other kids there. But no grandparents, no uncles though.
Yeah. Damn.
Everything on my.
Are you the oldest?
Yeah, I got a brother who's like almost 40 now from my dad's previous.
Yeah.
And then I'm the oldest of the 3 here.
So you feel really compelled to start like this new story, this new legacy for your family, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Like, it's the pressure. It was like I said, it made me angry almost. I didn't know how to deal with it, right? So I grabbed the mic, and instead of yelling angry words at people, I yell into the microphone, right? And it comes out into this like emotional piece of work that like I often find myself I'm like, I'm stressed out, and then I just play my own music, listen to it. I'm like, this came from a place that I know and it's familiar, and I let it out, and I can bring myself to that state where I let it out again and calm myself down. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's beautiful. Art is beautiful, man. Yeah. Anybody trying to do it, man. If you got a passion for it, like, do it. There's nothing stopping you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I love what you said, especially like, you know, when you're following your heart and you're doing what you love, like the universe is gonna bring you to the right people.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So like, it's like all of you guys, bro. It's like you guys all had a story where like, it's like you guys were down in a pit, and then you guys didn't let that like get in the way. So I fucking love it, bro.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Are you performing tonight too?
Oh yeah, I'll be up tonight.
Yeah,
man. It's gonna be good.
Yeah,
man.
I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah,
thank you, man.
Of course,
honestly,
of course.
thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are dope.
Yeah.
So it's very important to me that everybody gets to understand the stories of the individual team members. My question to you guys is, what is one last question that you want to ask me that's going to be impactful, that's going to motivate a youth?
I guess, like, is the child version of you happy with the man you are today?
That's a really good question. I think as youth, we see the world differently, And then you become an adult and you start to lose your motivation and your confidence because you need to get back to where you were as a youth. And when I say that, I mean back to what you love. Some people, they go out in the forest and they build their huts and they cut down trees.
Yeah.
Some people, they go to the city and they make music and they try to connect with everybody. It's just how you get back to being a youth. And thank you very much for asking that question, because that's huge.
You know, it's funny that it brought up. It's like, I think it was with Sarah. They say whatever you do as a youth, it usually comes back full circle, and that's what you'll do when you're older.
That's exactly what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
You put it in the most simple phrase. Thank you so much.
Got you, bro.
So you feel like you have fulfilled that?
Yeah, I think I'm getting back to that, and I think this is where I want to be happy, man. Like I said, I got so many opportunities that I should have taken, but I guess I blew them away because I was scared of not getting back to my music.
Yeah.
This is where I belong.
You got back to it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I love it, brother. And I guess, is there anything else you'd like to promote or share to our audience that's listening right now?
Yeah, so when you think times are hard, just go even harder.
I love that, bro. We're going to end it just like that, yo. Peace. Thanks for everyone listening.